Okay, so this is a question from section 10.5 on the homework. It's number 14, and it's asking us to figure out the value of x. So it's giving us an angle outside of the circle with two tangent lines, and it's giving us the major arc as 17x, and it's giving us the angle measure to be 75. So the equation we can set up when you have an angle on the outside is that angle equals the major arc, or the bigger arc, 17x, minus the smaller one, all over 2. And that's the basic structure for solving this thing. And then we just need an expression for the smaller one. We don't have it, or it's not listed, it's not given to us in terms of x. So we have to use what we know about circles to get it. So what we do know is that the small one would be 360, which is the whole thing, minus the big one. So if we use up 17x on the big one, then to get the littler one, which is that arc right here, you would take the whole circle minus what you've already used up, which in this case is 17x. So our little arc can be expressed as 360 minus 17x. And then when we solve this thing, we're going to distribute the negative through to both pieces. So we have 17x minus 360 minus a negative, so that's plus 17x, all over 2. And then I've got 34x minus 360 all over 2. I can choose how to handle this too. I could either multiply both sides of the equation by 2, or I could divide both pieces in the fraction by 2. And since both pieces in the fraction are even, that's a relatively straightforward thing to do. So not particularly all that tricky to say, okay, 34 divided by 2 is 17, 360 divided by 2 is 180, and now I've got an expression that has no fractions in it. I'm going to add 180 to both sides, and then I've got 180 plus 75 is 200, and what would that be, 255 equals 17x. And then I need to divide by 17, and certainly you can use a calculator on this. You can say, okay, how many times does 17 fit into 255? And the number of times 17 fits into 255 is 15. So you could plug it into a calculator and you could get 15 as your answer, but so you can check and verify that that's right if you'd like, but then that's it. I think that's all they're asking for us to do. Yep, is just find the value of x. So that would be 15. If you needed to actually find the arc length, you could take that 15, or arc measure, you could take that 15 and plug it in to the expressions, and you can figure out what those arc measures actually are. And that's it. That's working through this type of question.